not the strongest on the savannah, but packs of African wild dogs always know how to turn the vast space to their advantage in every hunt. They don't rely on superior strength, but on speed, coordination, and situational awareness to turn fleeting moments into decisive opportunities. What allows a predator that isn't bigger or stronger to consistently overwhelm seemingly superior opponents? African wild dogs live on vast grasslands, savannas, and scrublands, where the open terrain allows them to easily spot prey from afar. They move constantly across their expansive territory, utilizing open space to maintain speed and coordination. This environment has created one of Africa's most resilient and effective predator species. The instinct of a wild dog doesn't rely on individual strength, but on the close coordination of the pack. Each member takes on a specific role, from pursuing to blocking the prey's escape route. They persistently wear down their target before subduing them. It is this teamwork and precise coordination that has earned this predator its reputation. In the savannas, woodlands, and semi-deserts of Africa, leopards have a wide range and often operate alone. In the Serengeti, it hunts antelope by hiding in the bushes, closing the distance to about 20 to 30 feet before approaching. Its spotted coat makes it difficult to spot, thus maintaining an advantage even when the distance is narrow. From the edge of the low grass, the pack of wild dogs changed direction, fanning out in circles and maintaining distance. Each dog approached closer, then paused before closing in again, but still maintaining a stable formation. While the leopard was still focused on its prey ahead, one dog accelerated, pulling the entire pack forward, breaking the leopard's ability to maintain distance. When the pressure increased suddenly, the leopard was forced to leave its position. It climbed a nearby tree to maintain distance, accepting the loss of its prey below. Below? The pack of wild dogs quickly took over the area and maintained a tight formation, leaving no gaps. The situation changed. The advantage shifted to the pack of wild dogs. In an impala herd, the ears, eyes, and sense of smell are constantly active. If one animal detects danger, the entire herd reacts almost immediately, without needing clear signals. When pursued, they constantly change direction, split up, and then quickly regroup, disrupting the predator's coordination. At a stretch of river on the grassland, the pack of wild dogs positioned themselves on both banks, silently adjusting their formation. They didn't dive in immediately, waiting for the right moment. The pressure built up, forcing one impala to run into the water. As its speed decreased, one dog went in first, followed by the pack closing in from multiple directions. The confined space significantly reduced the impala's range of movement. The pack of wild dogs maintained their rhythm, sustained the pressure, and gradually closed the distance. The prey tried to keep swimming but couldn't create a safe distance. In a short time, It was subdued and pulled ashore. The chase ended, and the prey belonged to the pack of wild dogs. On the sub-Saharan grasslands of Serengeti and Masai Mara, lions follow migrating wildebeest herds, operating around water sources and familiar migration routes. With their weight of 150 to 250 kilograms and incredibly strong shoulders and necks, a well-timed pounce can bring down large prey in seconds, giving them a clear advantage in a direct confrontation. However, on the savannah, that advantage doesn't always belong to the stronger animal. Therefore, the situation quickly reversed in the open field when the pack of wild dogs spotted the lioness moving alone. Instead of attacking immediately, they fanned out in an arc, expanding their formation and gradually closing in on her. When the lioness turned, the encirclement instantly tightened. One individual sprinted forward, pulling the entire pack to press from multiple directions, forcing the lioness to constantly turn in a defensive position. Under the ever-increasing pressure, the lioness gradually lost control. All approaches blocked. She counterattacked, but each turn exposed a gap behind her. With no other choice, she sprinted to break through the encirclement, leaping through a fragile opening to escape. The pack of dogs only pursued for a short distance before stopping, not needing to subdue her, but simply forcing her to retreat, and the outcome was immediately decided. From this sequence of events, it can be seen that in this confrontation, individual strength was no longer the decisive factor. It is the coordination, rhythm, and ability to maintain pressure as a group that breaks the advantage of the larger predator, a harsh rule that repeats itself relentlessly on the savannah. Along tropical and subtropical river and lake systems, crocodiles cling to the water's edge and the surrounding land. In Africa, they congregate at the Nile, Lake Victoria, and gentle shores to bask in the sun and ambush. Their ability to quickly move between water and land allows them to control intersections where prey often has to pass. On the dry grass near the water's edge, the pack of wild dogs spotted a crocodile basking in the sun on the bank. Instead of approaching directly, they circled around it and moved in different directions. The space around it narrowed, forcing the crocodile to constantly turn to observe and maintain its defensive posture. As it had to constantly turn, the crocodile's defensive rhythm became disrupted, and it sought an opening towards the water. The dogs maintained pressure, forcing their opponent to shift. When a gap appeared, the crocodile accelerated and plunged into the water, leaving its position on land. The dogs held the area above. Control of the area shifted to the pack of wild dogs. Following the rainy season on the vast grasslands of Africa, wild buffalo migrate in herds to find new sources of grass. In the Serengeti, they often choose areas with thick grass and a clear enough view to detect danger from afar. Weighing between 500 and 900 kilograms, and with thick, curved horns acting as a shield in front, they maintain a clear advantage in direct confrontation. The pack of wild dogs followed from a safe distance as the buffalo herd passed through the dusty, dry grass. They didn't rush to attack, instead shifting direction and observing. The rhythm changed when a young buffalo fell behind. Pressure mounted from multiple directions, with groups advancing and forcing the target out of the herd's protective zone. Separated from the herd, the young buffalo tried to turn back but couldn't maintain its direction. The pack of wild dogs maintained pressure and blocked its path, narrowing its range of movement. The distance decreased as the prey lost speed. In a short time, it was subdued. The situation changed. The advantage shifted to the pack of wild dogs. During the Great Migrations across the semi-arid grasslands of Africa, wildebeest move in massive herds, stretching thousands of kilometers each year. Millions of animals follow the rain and grass sources, forming a continuous, uninterrupted flow. A single unusual movement triggers a rapid reaction, causing the entire herd to change direction almost immediately. Along that movement, the pack of wild dogs didn't rush to close in, but followed closely behind, maintaining a steady pace. They didn't form a clear encirclement, but maintained a rhythmic tracking, waiting for a disruption to occur. When a wildebeest slowed down and deviated from the main line, the gap began to widen, separating it from the continuing movement ahead. The gap quickly widened as the wildebeest was unable to return to the pack. The pack of wild dogs maintained their pursuit, cutting across the direction of movement and forcing the target off course. Speed gradually decreased, and the prey lost its bearings. After a short time, it was subdued. The situation changed. The advantage shifted to the pack of wild dogs. In the grasslands and forest edges of Africa, hyenas live in large packs of up to 50 to 80 individuals. They maintain cohesion through sound, scent, and behavioral signals, reacting quickly to changes in the area. When competing for food, their numbers help them maintain a strong position. Their powerful jaws allow them to process the carcass remnants left behind by many other species. In the area where the carcass was freshly laid, the pack of wild dogs appeared scattered from various directions, maintaining their distance. They moved slowly, constantly changing their approach points and observing the hyena pack's reaction. The space between the two groups gradually narrowed, forcing the hyenas to distract themselves and constantly adjust their positions. As their concentration diminished, some of the hyena pack retreated. A gap opened up in the formation. The pack of wild dogs advanced, occupying the area around the carcass and holding a stable position. The situation changed. Control shifted to the pack of wild dogs. In this situation, the advantage lies not in sheer numbers, but in the ability to maintain organization and react at the right time. When the pack structure is broken, control quickly shifts to the side that still maintains a steady rhythm of movement. What sets wild dog packs apart isn't their superior strength, but the way they turn coordination into a highly effective hunting weapon. These factors allow them to disrupt their opponent's organization and create opportunities even against stronger species. In nature, the one who maintains the initiative in movement and timing will ultimately determine the outcome. In nature, hyena attacks don't begin with noise, but with a prolonged silence that's almost imperceptible. On the open grasslands, even a small movement can quickly escalate into a surprise attack, where speed, stamina, and coordination create constant pressure before the prey can react. In those brief moments, instinct, timing, and the ability to maintain the rhythm of movement determine the entire outcome of the confrontation. In savanna grasslands like the Serengeti and Masai Mara, lions live in open spaces, relying on their long-range vision and coordination to hunt, often moving near water sources where prey congregates. This environment helps them control the area, but when alone, their advantage diminishes significantly. The tranquil atmosphere of the forest suddenly changed when a pack of hyenas, who had been watching a lioness moving alone at the edge of their territory, didn't approach directly, but instead circled around, constantly shifting positions to force their opponent to turn and expend energy. When the movement became disjointed, the lioness lost her advantageous position and was forced to retreat. The hyenas maintained close-range pressure, gradually shifting the advantage in their favor, and the outcome was determined by the lioness's departure. Once support was lost, control diminished rapidly. In such circumstances, the outcome usually belonged to the side that maintained consistent pressure and chose the right moment. Amid the savanna grasslands and open forests of Africa, buffalo live in large herds and migrate near rivers and lakes in search of grass and water. They maintain their safety through tight formations and vigilance. But seasonal migrations sometimes create gaps between individuals, leaving some vulnerable to being separated from their safe haven. One afternoon on the grassland, a pack of hyenas, having been watching a young buffalo that had strayed from the herd, immediately broke away from the formation, maintaining distance and pressing diagonally, not charging straight but constantly changing positions, forcing the target to turn around multiple times and expend energy. When the rhythm of movement began to break, the young buffalo gradually lost its ability to maintain direction and was forced to slow down. The hyenas quickly narrowed the gap, preventing it from returning to the herd and shifting the advantage entirely to the hyena pack. In open space, collective strength determines safety. When the rhythm of movement is broken and forced out of formation, the advantage diminishes rapidly, and the outcome usually belongs to the side that maintains consistent pressure at the right time. In the vast savannas and open forests of Africa, such as Kenya, Namibia, and South Africa, white and black rhinos live near water sources, often frequenting mud pools to cool and reduce parasites. They prefer open spaces for observation and vigilance, and their habit of moving between grasslands and water spots sometimes causes an individual to become separated from a safe location. On the vast savanna, the hyena pack, having been watching beforehand, fanned out in multiple directions and maintained distance, constantly shifting positions to apply pressure, forcing a rhino to turn and defend itself, gradually losing spatial control, unable to maintain a stable direction of movement, and forced to retreat, shifting the advantage to the hyena pack. After a brief struggle, the rhino lost its direction of movement and had to retreat. The hyenas maintained pressure at close range. The advantage shifted to them, and the outcome was decided very quickly. In the vast grasslands of the Serengeti and Masai Mara, wildebeest live near water sources, where the low grass allows for visibility, but the danger remains. An adult weighs between 400 and 600 pounds, moving in herds of over 1 million during large migrations. And this reliance on a constant flow makes individual animals vulnerable to being separated from the overall rhythm. In shallow water, a pack of hyenas had been tracking an antelope beforehand, patiently maintaining a distance while the target was still underwater. As soon as it set foot on shore, they simultaneously cornered, forcing the animal out of its safe position and accelerating, creating continuous pressure that prevented it from regaining its balance. In just moments, the safe space disappeared. The hyenas closed in close enough to control its direction of movement. The antelope could not return to the pack and was completely controlled. The outcome decided with the hyenas having a clear advantage at the point of contact. In large-scale migrations, safety depends on a synchronized rhythm of movement. When that rhythm is broken, the collective advantage diminishes rapidly. and the situation shifts in favor of the side that capitalizes on the right moment. In the open woodlands and savannas of sub-Saharan Africa, such as the Kruger region, African wild dogs live in spaces open enough for observation, but still providing cover, often moving near water sources where prey congregates. They avoid dense forests and areas with lion populations, and this choice of environment helps maintain their pack advantage. Along a wild riverbank, a lone hyena was spotted from afar by a pack of wild dogs. Without warning, they accelerated, closing in from multiple directions. The hyena immediately switched to defense, constantly moving and changing direction to avoid being cornered. The chase continued along the riverbank, the pack of wild dogs relentlessly closing in from various angles, while the hyena moved nimbly. Realizing they were outnumbered, it suddenly plunged into the water, creating a safe distance. The pack of wild dogs stopped and left, leaving the hyena free from their encirclement. In confrontational situations, coordination creates an advantage, but making the right decision at the right time can change the course of events. The outcome usually goes to the side that adapts more quickly to the circumstances. Spanish across the savannas and woodlands of Africa. Leopards typically live near large trees, where they can drag prey high up to avoid predators. This wide adaptability allows them to survive in many environments. But their reliance on treed space also creates vulnerabilities on the ground. At the edge of a thicket, a hyena spotted a leopard dragging its prey. Instead of rushing to approach, it maintained a safe distance, observing the leopard's reaction before gradually applying pressure, forcing the leopard to leave its safe position and expose itself to open space. As the pressure increased, the leopard lost its advantage in controlling the area and was forced to retreat into a tree to avoid a direct confrontation. The hyena pack quickly seized the food, and the outcome of the struggle clearly favored them. In an open environment, positional control determines advantage. When forced out of familiar space, initial advantages quickly diminish, and the situation shifts in favor of the side that capitalizes on the moment. Distributed primarily in the East African savanna, such as the Serengeti and parts of southern Africa, zebras live in open spaces with low grass, relying on their long-distance vision and moving in large herds to detect danger. Seasonal migrations can involve millions of individuals, but this very dense movement sometimes creates short gaps between individuals. One morning on the African savannah, a hyena immediately tracked a zebra that had strayed from its herd, forcing its target into a state of instability. After several changes of direction, the zebra slowed down, unable to rejoin the herd. The hyena closed in and controlled its pace, the outcome clearly favoring the hyena pack. This happened very quickly. A slight misstep in open space would rapidly diminish the advantage. The situation usually favored the side that seized the right moment and maintained consistent pressure. These confrontations highlight a clear characteristic. Hyenas don't rely on lone strength, but on their ability to maintain pressure, coordinate, and wait for the right moment to act. When the rhythm of movement is disrupted, the advantage shifts rapidly, and even a small misstep can reverse the situation in a short time. In nature, victory doesn't belong to the strongest, but to the one who controls the pace and makes the right decisions at the crucial moment.